Hi everyone, I have my review and demo for you today for this product, the Missha Perfect Cover, and this is SPF 42 and my shade is 13. For reference, my skin tone is between NC5 and NC10, somewhere around there. My neck is quite a bit lighter. I have yellow undertones in my neck and chest and body. My face does have more kind of ruddy pink redness that is the main reason that I tend to wear coverage products, because I do just want to even things out and take down that redness. For me, this can be kind of an all-in-one type thing. Most days, I would say, when I have time, it isn't. But when I'm really super pressed for time, what I can do in the morning, I don't even wash my face, nothing. And I'll just put this on. It's enough moisture right now. My skin's totally in flux. I have no idea if this will continue working ever, but right now I can just kind of put it on my face and be done. So this, I do use a fair amount of that so that I can get the SPF from it. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that day to day, but I feel like it's good enough, especially not when you're going to be out in the sun. It's 50 milliliters, which is a little bit less than 2 ounces, I believe. So you get a good amount of product. You can buy it a lot of different places, but I did buy this from Target. I like being able to buy things from Target because I can apply coupons and whatnot. So it's just very accessible to me. The color on here, it says bright beige, and it does seem to be fairly... And beige does seem like a pretty good description of it, and I will, of course, show applying it that you can see there. I have the other BB cream from Missha, the Select Cover Up, I think it's called. This one's a little bit more dewy, moisturizing, and it's definitely more beige as opposed to that Select Cover Up I feel is a little bit more pink. On my face at least, with the redness and with my body being more like distinctly yellow undertoned, I think it really can kind of bring out any formula. This, for me, it kind of sets, but it doesn't dry down to a really dry finish. I do feel like I want to have a very light dusting of powder on it, even on my drier spots. I do show kind of a zoomed in view. Maybe I'll insert it right now. And I do have SPF underneath. I put on the Paula's Choice Hydrolite Shine Free SPF, which does not leave me not shiny, but I would say in general it does have a little bit more of a glowy finish, and like I said, I put powder almost everywhere today, just so that I wouldn't have that kind of tacky finish, because I hate it when my skin is left tacky feeling. So one thing that I think is quite notable is that I have issues with any sort of color product, foundation, tinted moisturizer, BB cream, whatever. They tend to settle into my pores, and I can't when I'm applying it, and so it's really difficult for me to find something that I can apply just with my hands, rub it in and go. I would say in general, I can't really apply foundation with my hands unless I'm very kind of methodically patting it in. With this, as you'll see in the demo, I can just smear it on my fingers, rub it in, and it does not settle into my pores. So that is awesome. I love that aspect because it gives me another option to quickly put on makeup in the morning, where I'm not having to clean a beauty blender or even get a beauty blender wet, which sounds ridiculous, but with a newborn and a toddler, my time is very limited if I need to get out the door in the morning. So I love that. love that aspect. It does have a bit of a scent. It doesn't really linger, but it does, it's not super heavily fragranced, but I would say it's kind of light to moderate. I wish that it was not scented. That's one kind of advantage to the Select Cover Up, which is, if I didn't clarify, it's a little bit more on the matte side than this one. I found it to look very dry on my face in general. That one is not scented. I wish this one was also not scented. But it's not so much that it bothers me to wear it. But I did have to get used to it. I think part of it not bothering me now is just that I'm more used to it. As far as wear time, my skin is just all over the place right now. When I was pregnant, it was definitely drier. My T-zone had, I would say, just kind of lightly oily, light to maybe moderate. And if I used a primer, something like the Professional, the new matte Rescue, this plus a powder like this, the Dermablend setting powder, this would give me most of the day of wear. It wouldn't stay matte for the entire day, but the makeup would stay on my face, which is my issue. I don't mind if it looks oily, but when it just seems to kind of disappear, and that is a problem I often have, that's when I get a little frustrated. Now, I'm not pregnant anymore, had the baby. My skin is getting much more oily and I'm getting a lot less wear out of it. So I would say that it's getting a little bit more shiny after, 3 hours. And then maybe at 6 hours or so, I noticed that I seem to have on my kind of hot spot, which is this part of my nose, the top of my nose, I can see that it's definitely fading. I do still have a little bit of product by the end of the day, but definitely not as much. I do try to blot when I notice I'm getting shiny, because I think if I let that oil sit there, it seems to really kind of break down the product faster. However, it does wear away nicely. A lot of times I have issues depending on the primer I use and whatnot, even the powder I put over it. A lot of product will kind of separate, so then even if it went on without settling into my pores, as it wears away, it's like it kind of slides off my skin and settles into the pores. It's not cute. Yeah, not good. So that's definitely irritating. I do not have that problem with this. It just kind of fades away. It doesn't kind of separate or break down or look weird as it wears away. So I really appreciate that as well. So if you can't tell, I really do like this quite a lot. If it wasn't scented, I think it would be one of my favorite products ever. But as it stands, I think it's an awesome product for me personally. I have a lot of kind of issues with, color foundation products. So this is great that it gives me a good amount of coverage. It's kind of that, I would say, almost medium coverage. It's quite a lot of coverage. I can apply it really quickly. Yeah, it's really, really nice. I would love that if it didn't keep that kind of tacky feeling. But then, on the other side of that is that it doesn't look dry on my dry areas, especially right in here. I have more noticeable pores where most people do, and it tends to be quite dry there. So when I have something that's a little bit too dry for my skin, it will really be super obvious in that area and just look very aging and really enhance the look of those pores, because it just looks like they're all sad and saggy and pulling, and it's very frustrating. So I appreciate that I don't have to pile on a ton of like hydrating primers to wear underneath it on the dry parts of my face for it to still look nice. So yeah, overall, really love this product. The color is great. I don't have to lighten it, which I really appreciate, because most color products I do have to add, like MAC Face and Body in white, or the Makeup Forever Chromatic Mix Liquid Pigments in white. This I don't have to do anything. So for me, it's really the get out the door type product, or if I just want to put my makeup on quickly type product. So yeah, I'm super pleased with it. I feel like I'm really like rambling on and on. End of the story is I really like it. Let me know if you've tried it out and how it works for you. I would love to hear from you in the comments. I can't think of anything else, so I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.